Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your quadruple retrograde reading. We have Saturn, Pluto and Neptune in retrograde at the moment for the next 2 or 3 months, and Mercury will be joining them in retrograde on the 18th of July, so a few days from now. This is going to be reading to cover from the 15th to the 22nd of July. It's going to be general, so take the bits that resonate and let the other bits go, and let's welcome in the high frequency archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, and of course our higher self to assist with this reading. Let's see what's going to jump out here, Sagittarius. Whoa, a beautiful Knight of Cups. Okay, so this retrograde phase time is going to be like a portal, because it's going to be a bit challenging, it's going to be intense, but it's going to be transformative and enlightening for us as well. And I'm hoping that Spirit's kind of going to be, throughout these readings this week, is going to be giving us some support and encouragement messages of things that we can do amidst these energies. So we're going to be, you know, Spirit's saying for us to not be surprised if we feel like we're going to be thinking about the past, questioning a lot of things, maybe looking at reorienting our values and our beliefs, redoing our schedules. A whole lot of stuff is going to be changing and shifting, okay? And to just remember to ground and, you know, calm the mind whenever you can. This is really nice. We have the Knight of Cups and the Star. So this is really positive and optimistic here for you, Sagittarius. I feel like basically things, the ducks are coming into the row here almost. And, you know, maybe it's a potential new relationship that's going to really help you with your soul alignment, or maybe you will meet someone that's really going to be in alignment for you with regard to moving forward, you know. Or you could just simply be giving yourself a gift here of something you're wanting to do with regard to your creativity, your intuition, your spirituality. And that's certainly, you know, with Neptune in retrograde, that's certainly a theme that we're going to be feeling into more, is tuning into our intuition more so than we have. And we're going to have a greater sense of it. And also this connection with our higher self is going to deepen and become more apparent to us. Here we have the Chariot underneath. So this is indeed your wish and your desire here, Sagittarius, to grow, to move into the unknown, to, and also having full support. I really kind of like this because it's sort of like we have the galactic stars up here. We have this person like leaving the city or leaving the familiar. They are kind of set in stone. So there is a bit of a challenge to, I guess, move out of a certain way of doing something and moving into a new way of doing something. And this is certainly the theme that we're going to be going through as we go through these quadruple retrograde energies. You know, we're just going to be releasing a whole lot of stuff that's not serving. We're also getting DNA upgrades, and we're going to be expanding our consciousness as well. Did I mention that? You probably already surmised. Here we have the Knight of Swords, and the reason you already knew that was because, you know, you have the Knight of Swords in your reading. You know, very perceptive here, you know, activated your intelligence, your insights and downloads are coming in as well. Also not afraid to, you know, align with your personal truth. It's the Knight of Swords, King of Swords, sorry. And not only do we have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, but we also have the Page of Cups. Paying close attention to your, you know, focusing on your emotions here, Sagittarius, which is really awesome. Going with the flow, activating your theatrical, your ability to engage in play, frivolity, fun, activating your inner child. I really like this card. It's kind of like a mixture of, you know, adult and, you know, inner child almost. Okay. Maybe you like poetry or painting, music, you know, any of the arts. And that's certainly something we're going to be looking more into, given that Neptune's in retrograde here. Now, the deep stuff coming up, this is the Moon, which is the, you know, Pluto in retrograde, which is to do with, you know, if we start thinking about the past and questioning it and all these hidden truths coming to light, etc., etc., you know, we're not to be surprised, because this is the moon, like the moon energy. The subconscious is going to become more conscious for us as we go through these energies. But I have a feeling here, Sagittarius, that you're more than prepared for this, because you have the star in the center here. I mean, you know, and you have all this love and understanding, and you're tapping into your creativity, which is really going to help with transforming those subconscious energies that need releasing. Okay. And wow, yeah, I had a feeling you were up for it. This is the Strength card here. Really awesome. Also came out for Leo. And here we have the World. So this is a really nice balance of, I guess, security and stability, but also freedom and expansiveness, which is kind of a little bit like the Chariot. Although the Chariot, we're moving into the unknown in order to acquire that balance, okay? And here you are acquiring it, Sagittarius. This is going to be pretty fast-moving energy for you. I think maybe in the next 2 to 3 months you're going to be... This is certainly energies around you that are supporting you into this. Okay. Yeah, it could be your spirit guides. Or also your higher self. Okay. Wow, High Priestess. Yeah, lovely. I mean, maybe you're really tapping into your intuition and your inner wisdom at the moment. And I think this is a wish of yours, maybe, to really activate your intuition. I mean, you have the moon and the High Priestess. So if you're interested in, you know, metaphysical things, in, you know, in psychic, exploring your psychic abilities, and more often than not, I mean, not more often than not, it's going to be likely, very likely, that many of us will have a lot of, or many of us will start to feel into our psychic abilities. We'll start to feel, you know, even during this retrograde phase now, we'll start to feel more telepathic. Maybe we'll intuit things before they happen. We might even feel like we're communicating with people or other beings as well from, you know, even other collectives or across the world, even outside of the world. So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that comes in with that card, especially with regard to the portal. Yeah, and we are basically seeking to align throughout this portal, align with our higher selves, with our true selves. And here you are thinking about it, introspecting, contemplating, reassessing and reevaluating, which is exactly the energies that this is going to be pushing us into. With Pluto retrograde, we are going to be shedding what's no longer serving, which is what this dude is doing. He's going, well, is this going to be worth it, or is that going to be worth it? And you're really sort of sorting that out. It's going to be a time for introspection. Okay, this little next week or so. 2 of Wands. So yeah, we've you know, we've come so far here. We've got this sort of this wand here that we've secured. Okay. But we are literally looking at the next phase now. Okay, this is almost like it's almost like a paradigm shift, folks. I feel it's like, because we also have a new moon in Leo coming up at the end of July, and then we also have the Lion's Gate portal on the 8th of the 8th. So it's almost like we're gearing up to really go into more activation of our soul energy, our spirit energy, our creativity, intuition, you know, spirituality. And there we have the 7 of Cups. Yeah, 7s are coming out. The Chariot is also a 7. So this is introspection, change. Okay. And we also have... beautiful. The 4 of Wands keeps appearing. It has appeared in every reading. And you know why? It's actually the portal. It's like it says 1111 here, but there's a portal here, and this is what these energies are beckoning to us to become, you know, consciously aware of the fact that, you know, we might be, and for us not to be surprised, we might be thinking about the past, questioning things. You know, we might feel overwhelmed at times, but it's for us to really just come back into center and to realize that any emotion you know, any emotion or any thought or anything that we are having, even the thoughts here, the King of Swords, they actually don't define us, okay, because we are the soul, and all emotions and thoughts are transitory, okay. And this is the energies that we are going to be, the high frequency energies in this card, we're going to be sort of stepping into, and we're going to be doing this, or you're going to be doing this, Sagittarius, with success, okay. Maybe you're going to be helping other people through that as well. There might be, and these can be potential things, Spirit's saying, you know, to be aware that there can be emotional distractions that will come up. There can be a lot of things that will target your emotions and your feelings as to which direction to take and all the rest of it. But your advice here is also to remain true to your North Star here, remain true to yourself, and to keep tapping into that. Let's clarify some things. Actually, I'll just look at the bottom of the deck here. Death, and I had a feeling this was going to appear again today. Appeared for Aries. This is transformation, okay, rebirth. I just have to cough now. Okay, Sagittarius. So, you know, these are the two cards that are, you know, the overall energy for the reading. And it's really that, you know, you are going through this process, and you have the strength to do it, given by your strength card. You have the ability to let go of what's no longer serving, okay, and to take the next phase. And it might be things about things you're letting go of, could be to do with, you know, values, beliefs, attitudes, ways of doing things, you know, and also taking on new concepts. So maybe you're looking at, you know, new beliefs, new values, taking up a new spiritual, intuitive, or creative interest, okay, maybe that you have. And this is certainly, you know, you are definitely, Sagittarius here, unafraid to step into the unknown and to experiment, to try things, to, you know, to move out of this fixed way of being. It's like this person here is more likely to change because they've got all of this support, and they've kind of prepared, they're well prepared, they're ready to make that change, even though there can still be a temptation to sort of stay where they are and do the way things have always been done, okay. You're more likely to change than not, and I have a feeling that these energies that are coming through during this retrograde are going to be helping you to take those steps. Now, it's not that, you know, before the retrogrades and then at the end of the 2 months or whatever, that it will be huge changes. It may be for some people, okay, but it might be just that you do sense a shift. Okay, there might be an attitude or something that has shifted within you that is going to be a catalyst for you taking another step or something to that effect. Let's clarify the, I want to clarify the Seven of Cups there, because this is either choices that are open to you, or it could be distractions. Queen of Swords, yeah. So this is about you making decisions about what you're going to place your attention on, and making decisions about if there's potential here for you to become emotionally involved or enmeshed with something, to be, I guess, discerning, but to also act with compassion. If there is something here that's genuinely resonant with your heart space and your soul, is to, out of compassion for yourself here, your own inner Queen of Swords, is to move in that direction. So it's about being, you know, being discerning, but also caring in your decisions. And if things come up during this phase, or if you get new ideas and new downloads or new spiritual insights, you know, it's about acting on that as you see fit, acting on those things. Let's clarify the Two of Wands, just to see if we get some more help with that, you know, taking that step. And here we have the King of Cups, who also appeared, I think, for Gemini, I think it was. Not Gemini, Leo. So yeah. So this is about just remembering that if, you know, taking another step and stepping out of the familiar is, you know, a bit scary, if you don't feel that you are, you know, that you're wanting to do that, that you'd rather stay up here on the top of your castle, is to realise that, you know, you have a lot of mastery here. This is King of Cups. You have emotional mastery. So that means that anything that you take on, Sagittarius, you're going to have the emotional resilience, and you're going to have the creative know-how and the intuitive gut feelings. And not only that, but spiritual connections. Okay, this is the element of water. Water is very supportive. Okay, it supports life. And so you have a whole lot going on for you that will enable you to make the next step here, okay? And I really like the spirits. Pop that King of Cups there for you. Let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles as well. Okay, the Knight of Wands. So if you're looking at how things are going at the moment, about what's working and what's not working, okay, this is Spirit saying to Knight of Wands is to remember that, excuse me, that sometimes it's okay to down tools and to follow your passion, to give yourself time and space to do that. If you remember, the Seven of Wands in the tarot is about creating those boundaries. Okay, so it might also be here implied in this card, in this seven, that maybe you at times may need to create boundaries so that you can, you know, there's a dragon here. Maybe you need to take some time out to go to a beautiful outdoor environment. Maybe you want to contact with your spirit guides. Maybe you want to just commune with your, you know, your personal dragon or anything like that. But it's about, you know, giving yourself permission to really, I guess, tune into what your passions are. The Wands is about fire. Okay, this can kind of look a bit like, well, I'm, you know, taking care of my responsibilities, I'm taking care of my financials or whatever, but we do need to remember to, you know, make time for this. The other thing to remember is that, you know, when it comes to managing money, are you putting a little bit aside for yourself, for your personal growth, for your spiritual development, okay? Yeah, we could talk about the 15, 65, 20 rule when it comes to that. You know, 15% of your income is to savings, 65% to your living cost, 20% of your weekly pay goes to you for your, you know, but that's free choice, isn't it? Everyone has different ways of doing that. That just came to my mind then. So in terms of, you know, maybe if you're looking at your money, maybe divvying some of that up for, you know, and that depends, whatever resonates there, okay? Divvying some up for yourself, possibly. Well, let's also clarify the moon, because the moon always needs clarifying. Sometimes that can be a bit nebulous, but I think that is to do with your ability to go deep and, yeah. And this is, you know, it might be, this could be, there could be some stuff there that may be from the past or subconscious stuff that you feel you need to shift, Sagittarius, but you have the strength to do that, and you are going through a rebirth. So let's grab another one. Two of Cups. Yep, so it's about finding, and maybe counselling will help here too. If you feel like you're in a rut here and that you can't move out of that, then maybe that would help. Here you have your inner magician. Okay, so really activating your soul resources, your creativity, your intuition, your spirituality. I mean, you know, you have the High Priestess and the Star here and all this water. King of Cups, Knight of Cups, a whole lot of water energy. So a lot of fire and water in this reading, which is interesting. So yeah, in order to, excuse me, I was going to cough again. You know, in order to really, I guess, bring up into your conscious mind anything that you feel has been holding you back, that's in your subconscious. I mean, it could just literally be that you have intuitive skills here that you need to start honoring. Maybe this is a wish of yours, okay? And you might feel that it's too hard, or that, you know, but then there's these positive cards here, okay, that are going to help you to overcome that. Yeah, Two of Cups, which is, if it's something that you really love to do, then give yourself permission, allow yourself to cultivate the resources, the skills and abilities to do that. Because with a Neptune in retrograde, I don't know if I've already mentioned, You know, many of our intuitive abilities are going to be more activated. We're going to sense that they are so as well. Right. Excuse me. I get a bit tired of pausing. I said to cough. Apologies. Let's clarify the King of Swords, and then we'll grab an oracle for you. And I also have some of my trinkets out here too, or my charms, which I'm going to grab one for you there as well. Okay. But Sagittarius, I feel like, yeah, you're kind of going through some, this is the Four of Pentacles. So this is about, you know, with the air, with this card, it can be sometimes overwhelming for the mind. If there's a lot of stuff going on in your mind, it's just to really ground yourself with some earth energy here, Four of Pentacles. Just sort of sit, be present, and do some meditation, and just kind of allow, visualize the thoughts, you know, on a cloud, just floating by, all the emotions floating by. Okay, I know sometimes that's easier said than done. But, you know, I mean, I think you kind of already know what to do here, Sagittarius, is what I'm getting from this reading. So I'm actually going to grab for you a Lemurian Star Child Oracle card, which is really awesome, because I have a feeling that you are really given with these energies here, you know, and even the moon, there could be some past life stuff that you're really tapping into here. This is like very Lemurian. So let's see, and there are other collectives included in this deck as well. So just bear with me for a moment. There's a lot of cards here, so we'll do our best to shuffle. Okay, so yeah, Sagittarius, I mean, there's a lot of love coming your way. I think you're doing a lot of self-love. You're doing a lot of self-care. You know you're going through a transformation. You've really cultivated some inner strength here as well, okay, to have come this far, okay? Many of us have cultivated that inner strength. But you're also prepared to develop further. This is the card that's super awesome here. You're prepared to go further. And I think if you're consciously wanting to tune into these retrograde energies, basically between, the 15th and the 20th is going to be particularly stronger. But I feel like it's going to be the next 2 months. You know, the initial days are when it sort of all starts up. But, you know, so it's transformational, okay, enlightening. We're going to be DNA upgrades, okay, consciousness expansion, more of our talents and special talents, gifts and abilities coming on board, which have been held in the subconscious. And yeah, you do have the sun and the moon in your reading here, and the star. So there's a lot of light bodies, light emissary energies coming through for you here. Let's see what we've got. I really love these cards. Depths of love. Yeah, beautiful. I love how the dolphins have come through here. So dolphin whale consciousness. I mean, if you do feel like things are challenging, I mean, you know, if you do have emotional distractions or thoughts become, you know, a bit overwhelming, or the subconscious stuff that comes up, is to, you know, just hold space for yourself, and doing something creative, I think, is going to be awesome, which you probably already know, Sagittarius. Let go of fear to jump into love. Let go beyond attachments. Yeah. I might even read a little bit from the book. Just pause for a moment. Okay, Sagittarius, depths of love. Well, the interesting thing is at the center of your reading, we started off by saying that there was love coming in. Okay, and this is either a gift to yourself, or it's someone else coming in that's offering that to you. Now, there's some really beautiful imagery here, which I'm going to go through. And we're also bringing in the element of water here as well. In the book it says here, the first thing you will find in the ocean of love is the love of self, the nurturing of your body and soul. In the waves and the warm waters, you learn to flow freely, to be unaffected by the strings of attachment. Washed away are soul contracts, agreements and shackles, never to return again. In the ocean of love, you are playing like a dolphin, completely free and unaffected by ripples on the surface. So the element of water, or swimming or showering or bathing might be really nice to do during this retrograde energies, okay? Then you feel a gentle ripple touch you. You feel it through your sonar sense, and instantly you are in divine bliss. Through your clairvoyance, you know that this is another being and a loving connection is formed, even before you meet each other. And the other thing I was going to add was that many of the light beings are sending down high frequency energies, celebratory energies, you know, joy, or beautiful high frequency codes, light codes for us at this time, specifically during this retrograde time, and particularly into, you know, Lionsgate portal as well. Yeah, it says here, now you are ready to meet this ecstatic being. You are ready to deepen this connection. You are simply allowing it to happen in divine flow. And as your fins touch theirs, you feel a gentle electricity. So this is almost imagining that you are the dolphin, okay? As you are connecting with this being, excuse me, apologies. As you are connecting with this being, sorry, I've lost my spot. In complete freedom of the mind and its attachments, you start to enjoy flowing and growing together. Growing to a higher state of evolution, to a grand expansion, is what is happening, even beyond your conscious mind, as you are allowing and creating space for this divine event. There's another little phrase here. I feel a firework of joyful recognition. The pure light in me springs forth, embracing the pure light in you. Let us dance together with the whole of creation. So, yeah, there's a whole lot of beautiful high frequencies coming down to us. Even though we may at times, or you may at times, Sagittarius, feel, you know, a bit overwhelmed. Things are coming up, things are a bit topsy-turvy, you know, there could be things pulling at your emotions here, things pulling at your mind, okay? Is to really just remember that, you know, you are the soul, and that really there's a whole lot of other energies that are beyond what we perceive in 3D, okay? The beautiful high frequency energies that I think many of us have never known before, and that we're going to be starting to experience, okay? And I think that's what this is saying here. So I hope that's been helpful, Sagittarius, and yeah, I really look forward to our next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, great week, and I'll see you again soon.